Once upon a time, there was a game club at the Faith Bible High School. It had a Discord server named Equestrian Game Club, founded by Andrew Esch. With it, a thriving friend group grew. However, there was a problem. The server needed to comply with the school's principles, as enforced by the moderators. This created a power divide, which would continue throughout the years. A secondary hangout spot was established at Andrew's Mariner server. The equestrian server was passed on to Preston. During his tenure, he and Cooper founded the Nose server for Nose Operations, as they called it. Preston handed the equestrian off to Cameron. The restrictions reached a breaking point. Cooper and Preston, as well as Johnny, tested the limits of the server rules, with pushback from Cameron and Mitch. Notable anti-authoritarian propaganda at the time includes, "Huh?" and "The rules are dumb" on Kugelplex's channel. In the wake of this, the server Pooey Gooey was founded by Cooper. Its intention was to give the power back to the people, letting everyone express themselves in the ways they saw fit. This was the primary hangout spot until Cameron tried a bit of an experiment. He gave Chaos Trio, as he called them, a bit of the power of Equestrian. They did a decent amount of trolling with it before returning to the Pooey Gooey server. Owen was one of the persons against the ideals of Pooey Gooey. He demonstrated this by coming back and leaving on multiple occasions. Unfortunately, he ended up abusing the powers he was so graciously given on the server. He deleted every channel. Months of history evaporated in an instant. Out of the ashes of this, Preston made the decision to convert Nose into the next Pooey Gooey server. For simplicity's sake, we'll call it by its future name, Sonic 2 Fan Club. He made the mistake of employing a bot named Enforcer or Divine Intervention or Power to enforce his ideals. However, he eventually made the brilliant decision to transfer the ownership to Benjamin Delzer. While Ben didn't know about this at first, when he did, he led the server into a new age of prosperity and freedom. Cooper and Preston, on the other hand, were more interested in their legacy. Cooper wanted to bring back the Equestrian Game Club server, but with all the freedom found on the fan club. He, Ben, and Preston all rallied for more rights on Equestrian. Cameron wouldn't budge, claiming that the fan club made the freer version of Equestrian obsolete. Preston, on the other hand, was interested in a different kind of legacy. He wanted to collect the information of the friend group and display it for those interested to view. This concept was first displayed at the Get Together server. This created a contentious debate, as the only person who could post in every channel on the server, everyone else only had one measly channel, forced to watch as Preston wrote their history for them. Throughout this time, Preston owned the server Shipfight, based on the Minecraft server of the same name. With this community, he experimented with the democracy bot on the separate server to give the people different type of power. This forced pushback from Cooper and Ben, who made another equality server to counteract this. All these sorts of fizzled out over time. Back on the fan club server, Preston and Johnny were in a bot arms race. Preston with restrictive bots and Johnny with expressive bots. One time, Johnny pinged everyone at 3 AM. That gave Ben an idea. With Preston's help, he deployed 3 AM bot, which had the power to ping the entire server multiple times at 3 AM or PM. The bot wars had truly begun. 3 AM had several variations, with the most powerful being 3 AM Unhinged. To counteract these, Preston gave Divine Intervention, aka Enforcer, the ability to silence this form of expression. To see an accurate view of the battle, check out 3 AM versus Divine Intervention on your local Opera browser. Ben eventually won the war, however, by using the power invested in him to weaken Divine Intervention and finally allow true freedom on the fan club. The refugees of the war filed out of the server in droves to Andrew's Mariner server, taking the coward's way out. Around this time, Preston convinced Cameron to give Equestrian over to him. Faith Bible's game club had long since ended, meaning the new members would not be attracted to the server. After fighting the freedom for so long on Equestrian, Preston tragically became power-hungry. He stripped every user of the right of free speech and any speech on the server. Soon enough, Andrew shut down Mariner. To recap, fan club scared everyone off with the bot wars. Mirror was shut down and Equestrian was completely locked. The group was without a server. Soon enough, Preston had to suck it up and open the Equestrian back to the public. He still hasn't given everyone complete freedom, still holding on to his ideals from the Faith Bible days. Adding fuel to the debate, he converted the get-together server into the archives, making it somehow more restrictive than before. In order to reject Preston's monopoly on our history, Cooper founded the library, finally letting everyone give the more accurate view on the complex interpersonal dynamics that need to be saved for prosperity's sake. The people's general feelings towards the actions of President Nelson were expressed in Ben's hit single art exhibit, "Oh hey guys, look, it's me, Preston." It showed the server Preston truly wanted, where one person has power and the people only get a fraction of the rights they deserve. Ownership would pass from Ben to, fittingly, Preston, and finally rest its hands on Cooper. Also, God Collects Gaming was founded around this time, but it doesn't have any content, so it doesn't really matter. Cooper and Ben had enough of Preston's shenanigans. They both organized the walkout of the game club. Preston reacted childishly by leaving every server the group was on, unless it was one he owned, where then he banned Cooper and Ben. Fortunately, change was in the air, and as a result of Cooper and Ben's protest, Preston agreed to incorporate the mob vote bot into the server. This would let people determine their fate and who the dictator was. A new age had begun. Was it perfect? Far from it. Preston would still be server owner, and would occasionally flex his dictator muscles. He couldn't even be banned. Cringe! Also, there was still a debate on whether or not alts should be allowed to vote. Ben added fuel to the fire when he decided to use alts to get Haddon and or Cooper in power. Every member had their own spin on dictatorship. Johnny nuked the entire server and took away our speech. Ben tried to rebuild what was lost in Johnny's tenure. Haddon implemented a system where a random member was banned each day. Cooper, finally, attempted to make the server a third iteration of Pooey Gooey. And that's where it stands today. Who knows what this new age will bring us? Will it reach the heights of the fan club? Or will it sink to the lows of the archive? Only time will tell.